Well, hello, everybody, and welcome on into Unsportsmanlike Conduct here on the Pop Culture Pros Network. I am Steve. I got Timmy T, a.k.a. your tribal chief, right on over here. What's going on, Timmy?
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge. All right. Terzio joins us in here. Let's go, Mets. He says, indeed. But if you listen to the rest of the world, the sky is falling and they should just cancel the season.
Season's over. 7 games, Terzio. You're done. Turn in your tickets. You guys are done. Wait. Let's clear something up. That's not me because he's about to attack me now.
He should know what's going on with all the media up there. And
yeah, that's not me saying that, Terzio. I'm defending the Mets actually. Telling all the fans to calm the fuck down. It's only 7 games. Don't start screaming Josh Donaldson this and whoever that it's not me. I'm defending you actually.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird situation, but all right. So it's me and Timmy for the moment. Dave is going to join us in just a bit, and then towards the tail end, Don from Am I on the Air right here on the Pop Culture Pros Network. He'll be joining us to talk a little bit about Wrestlemania as he was there. Give his opinion on what went down at Wrestlemania. He was there. He did everything, right? Friday through Sunday.
Yeah,
like SmackDown, Hall of Fame. Like he did it all. And so we'll get his feedback. Dave, I'm not sure, as he hasn't been able to voice his official opinion on what went on.
He's going to be pleasantly surprised.
Oh, okay.
Because as of Monday, I have switched stance, so he shall not be afraid to come
after
on.
Raw.
After the worst Raw in the history of Raw, yeah. I've kind of changed my stance a little bit.
Worst ratings ever. Wow. That doesn't. When I read that, and I'm not as involved, but I did watch WrestleMania. I like catching on the big events. You guys are a tremendous help for me, and anybody who's like become a casual fan, just too sweet. You're around the conversation, so you want to get back into it. And you start watching some of the bigger events, and then you start, there's a rumor Randy Orton might be showing up, and you're like, oh crap, it's blast from the past for us, but it's different for you guys who are in it now. A different way of thinking, I think, from what I remember. But lots of sports to talk about. We got NBA is winding down, playoff look. We'll talk through that. Draymond Green has some thoughts on what we had talked about, there being some kind of a games qualifier for awards or some way to get NBA players to play basketball games. So he's got some thoughts on that. 1 week in the books, no pun intended, for this network. For baseball, there's another cheating scandal, Timmy, in the NFL. So
I didn't even hear this yet, so this is all fresh.
Wild.
I didn't pay attention. I saw it when you put up in the notes. I was like, "What is this about?" So I'm excited to hear about it. Actually,
it's a wild thing. The "you can't see me" gesture in the news for stupid reasons. I want to spend as little time as possible on that, but we'll get to that. And then, of course, like we said, I put WrestleMania 29 in here. Well, I'm really going back. WrestleMania 39, everybody.
I fucking wish it was 29. Well, the day after. The day after.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. let's get this bad boy started. We'll start off with baseball right on the other side of our beautiful promo video. Let's kick it off. Little updates.
I like that. I like that.
Right at the end, acknowledge me. Boom.
I just think it's fair that you don't have a Mets for Yankees thing at the end.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
That was great.
And
that was great.
Hey, what better way? Acknowledge us. Acknowledge this network, everybody. Terzio, what do we got here? Aaron Rodgers said I'll make a decision at WrestleMania next year.
Yeah.
We're not. I didn't even have that on the list here, but now they're talking about other teams potentially get. This could be a nightmare for the Jets. 49ers have talked about it. They're just waiting for the Jets' whole thing to fall through.
Look, the Jets are doing the right thing. Don't make me defend the Mets and the Jets in the same day. It's not good. It's not good about to defend both of them. But I am a fair sports analyst on this show, so I will be fair.
That you have always been. No, I agree with you. The Jets are doing the right thing. But for Jeff Fan, the Terzio, I don't know why I said that, but
it's what he does.
Terzio is being good. He's being nice.
You can't be nice to him.
This is Terzio. I've always said Tim is and this is no offense to any other Yankee fans that I know. Tim has been the fairest Yankee fan, and to my face, so is Ed. And what is Ed? I mean, what does Eric usually call this Broomhilda?
Yeah,
Hildegard.
All of names, every name.
Yes. Well, Hildegard, best wishes for a speedy recovery. I've seen some of the posts on the book. I am a foul ball is a fair ball. I don't know what you're saying there, Terzio. Listen. Hitting the sauce. Yeah, hitting the sauce, Terzio. I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about, but all right, yeah. So I think the Jets are doing the right thing here. Lamar, that's still ongoing. I still think that Baltimore is doing the right thing. I even hear that there's been some talk between Baltimore and Odell Beckham. And the Jets and Odell Beckham. I think that's been the two. But have you heard anything that I might not have heard on Lamar? Is there anything?
Lamar, no. Odell, I heard is getting recruited by the Raiders fans. Raiders fans are trying to recruit. Everyone's trying to recruit Odell Beckham. Everyone. So
he could ultimately become the signing of the offseason.
It's true. We could seriously go into this season with Aaron Rodgers and fucking Lamar Jackson not on a team. That's how crazy it is. Or on a team, but not playing.
Right.
On the bench or, whatever. It's fantastic. What I meant to say, Tim, is a foul ball is a fair ball? What does that mean? To Tim, a foul ball is a fair ball. What is it, Frank? What does that mean? No. Hey, see, he's gonna make me attack, and I don't want to attack. I don't want to attack. No. You're sitting here. I don't want to attack. But
let's stay focused. Now we're gonna get into baseball. Oh, why is Mania in Philadelphia? I don't know about that either. But all right, so let's get into baseball a week in. So it's not not a ton to talk about, but just some outliers that I wanted to bring up. Some of the contenders and how they started. Started off. Tampa, of course, starts off 6-0.
just like we said last week. Somehow they fucking always start like this, squeaking like that. Unreal.
They've given up. I mean, the Yankees have been great also pitching wise, but Tampa's given up 13 runs in 6 games. The Yankees too, 14 runs, 6 games, but Tampa scored some more runs. Cleveland leads their division. Nothing big there. Kansas City sucks. We knew that. Detroit sucks. We knew that. The Angels off to a nice start, 4-2. Texas 4-2. Nice starts for them. Houston.
Not for DeGrom
Houston's,
though. He got shelled.
yeah. It's like the opposite of the Mets. He would give up nothing, and the Mets would score nothing, and they'd lose. But for them, what they put up 12 runs on them. Okay, afterwards. Houston 3-4, but again, it's super early. The Braves off to a nice 5-1 start. Nice for not not Braves fans. Mets obviously off to that 3-4 start. They took 3 out of 4 for the Marlins. They'll spend a second or two here because people are idiots. Yeah, they did get beat up pretty badly those first 2 games in Baltimore in Milwaukee. 19-0 is pretty hefty. But then Lindor came to life and Pete finally started. They were hitting a combined 240 in the first 6 games or whatever. So there's optimism there. They bring up the kid Alvarez, and again, it's 7 games. Everybody, people like you said, you're hearing this is not a World Series team. The guy Frank the Tank from Barstool. I don't know if you've ever seen him. I think I've seen it.
Why do people acknowledge him?
I don't know. And it's I saw him. I saw him at when I went to opening day. He was here. I didn't go up to him or nothing, but I didn't want to. I don't need that type of
negativity.
That type of negativity. But he's saying the Mets are going to be 8-32, and this team sucks, and he knew it all along. It's 7 games, guys.
8-32.
Terzia's going to be there tomorrow for opening day. That's cool. The weather. What was the weather like?
They could have played today.
They could because it was a bunch of games that got canceled. It wasn't just the Mets. It was the Mets, Yankees, Baltimore.
70 degrees with a very, very extremely light drizzle. It was not rain and downpour, nothing. It was like a light, misty, beautiful night for a ball game kind of weather. Oh, so I like the drizzle and the mist.
Yeah,
but it would have been nice.
So is tomorrow like supposed to be this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous day? Is that why?
I'll tell you right now what tomorrow's supposed to be.
Because
right,
maybe
this part of the show is brought to you by the weather. Tomorrow is going to be high of 59 and cloudy, but has no rain in the forecast. Right now it's raining, but it's a light drizzle, 62 degrees. They could have played today.
Could have been done.
They jumped the gun as usual.
The whole East Coast jumped the gun.
They did.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And my fantasy team is suffering for that. Either I've got the teams or I've got players on the East Coast. Milwaukee 5-1. Philadelphia is 1-5. Nice little start for them. Thank you to the Yankees and thank you to the Rangers for that nice start. Brian Hump sucks.
Oddly enough, on my franchise, the Phillies started 0-7 on my franchise, but now they're up there now. They picked their shit together and they're winning games.
I got it. I got to start playing. I haven't played it yet though.
It's basically the same, but it's fun. A few little fun things.
I love it every year.
So do I.
You know what? Yeah, and I'm at the point in my life where sometimes I'll buy a game and I don't play it. The other day I opened up the little drawer I have for the games to put the MLB The Show away, and I saw Madden there, and I haven't opened it. Is what it is.
I get my Madden in the show every year. I get no matter what.
I don't know what the hell happened to me with Madden this year. I'm usually online, and I don't know.
I played too much Madden this year. I moved every team to every city.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were
trade every guy. Oh my god, I'm a lunatic.
We're the opposite. I gotta have everybody on the team that's supposed to be there.
No, I do that. I do that when I'm to the Giants. I take it very seriously. But the other teams, I'm like, you're gone. You're gone. I want
That's
draft
funny.
picks. You're
Get
gone.
your ass out of here.
Opening day though for the Yankees. Goodbye, Aaron Hicks. Goodbye. He's on the Cardinals, I think, for like a minor league pitcher who I trade him because I like his name. I like that guy's name,
Oh,
Aaron Hicks.
perfect.
You're gone.
And then who you guys? Oh, you guys started off against the Giants.
Giants, yeah.
They were pretty listless, to say the least. Giants didn't put up much of a fight. It fittingly, Aaron Judge hits a home run the first pitch he sees against the team that he was going to. Arson Judge. That whole thing is pretty funny.
There was an Arson Judge jersey out there already,
I saw it.
which was awesome.
And then so Cleveland, Minnesota, all those teams are kind of bunched up there. I think I was already into the National League. Treasure's got me thrown off. San Francisco scored 16 runs today. Yeah, Michael Conforto hit a home run. J.D. Davis hit a grand slam, had 5 RBIs. So that whole Darren Ruff
the Mets castoffs won the game today.
Oh, they also have Wilmer Flores on that team, so they're the Mets West. Speaking of the West, the Dodgers are 4-2. Everybody else is at 500 or below. So that's the standings early on. There's not a whole lot in the way of big,
well, what about
big starts to the year?
But now that you're watching, what do you think of the gigantic bagged first base and the steals are up and what do you think of all the rule changes so far?
The bases I don't even notice. I love that the stolen bases are up. It's exciting to me. I've been to 2 games. I went to opening day and I went to that Saturday game. The pitch clock I thought was effective. The umpires screwed up one call royally, and you saw that with Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
it wasn't supposed to be called that way. I was like, I was trying to make sense of it in my mind. Well, he's taking his sweet ass time getting back, so McNeil can't get. And I'm like thinking it's still stupid. I tried to rationalize it, but it's still dumb. So the umpire jacked that up. However, if he would have had 2 strikes on him, because he got a base hit to score 2 runs after that. If he would have, if that's 2 strikes and they call him out, that's a massive deal.
That cost him the game. Yeah.
And people are jumping out of buildings then forget about it. The Mets are
after that I heard
2-5.
They're ruining the game. They're ruining the game. That's all I heard. They're ruining the game. They're ruining the game. You know what though? I wonder how the owners feel. Games are down. I heard the Yankees the other day was 2 hours and 8 minutes or something. One of the games. As an owner, I'm like, dude, I'm losing an hour's worth of concessions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm losing a lot of money on food and beer and soda and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be a little upset if I were them.
I did notice that at least at the Marlins game, Marlins Park, whatever it's called, Lone Depot Park, there was a lot more guys, vendors out in the stands than I had ever seen before, with credit card machines and everything. So they were ready to go. I saw a lot of that. But I enjoyed the pace of it. I didn't see where anything could, kind of go crazy. But I also I didn't know this. I spoke about it a little bit on Put in the Books, but I didn't know that this was something that could be changing ongoing. I didn't know that this was not just black and white in the new rules. So they're gonna look at what goes on and see if they make any adjustments. Like later in the year, they said, maybe September 1st they decide, hey, the 9th inning, if it's 3 runs or less difference, the pitch clock gets switched off for the 9th inning. Kind of like in the NFL, the rules kind of change with less than 2 minutes. NBA is kind of the same way. So that makes sense. But I do like the idea that they're keeping it open and not saying this is it and screw everything on that. What were the other ones?
Well, those are
The
the major ones.
throwovers that lends to more stolen bases. So that's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen. And then Machado gets tossed for getting called out on strikes for the pitch clock, and it's not even like the umpire. How the rule works is the umpire has a buzzer. So once the buzzer hits him, then he looks up. So there's even a delay. So he gets the buzzer, he looks up to see if everybody's ready. If not, he calls the violation. So it's really even like a second
How
second
annoying!
more.
How annoying getting buzzed every 5 minutes or
Buzzed
whatever it
every
is. Like, dude, really?
All right, ask Altuve how annoying that is.
Animals.
um I can't find. I went to MLB to look at stats, but it takes you directly to Baseball Savant, which is this huge, massive website with tons and tons of different stats. And right now, again, 6 games in, the number one rated batter is Joey Gallo.
It makes sense.
Right. Everybody, Brian Anderson, who is the isn't it funny how one player could always do well against a certain team, no matter what team they play for. Brian Anderson was a pain in the ass when he was on the Marlins against the Mets. Now he's on the Brewers. He had 5 RBIs in a game. So I don't get that. It's weird deal of baseball. But what about you? What are you thinking about it so far? Is it tearing apart the game or
No, I mean, I was just again, I get that greed part of me. I'm like, wow, the owner's got to be
yeah
pissed because I know I map out what I get, eat, and drink at these games at certain points of the game. Now I'm like, shit, I don't have to step my game up because I'll be ready for my second whatever. I'm like, oh my god, it's time to go home.
yeah
Like, it's kind of weird. But no, I mean, I guess faster's better. I guess you're there, you're gone, you're in, you're out. That's
yeah
fine with me. Yeah, the bases I didn't even notice. You don't even notice the giant
no
base or whatever. When you hear it, you're expecting like Mel Brooks giant square
yes
base, like something ridiculous. But you don't even really see it, so
yeah
it's really not a big deal. But I do like that stolen bases are up. It is exciting. That's a
yeah
part of the game that was just lost for how many years. It's just that's why no one will ever beat Ricky Henderson ever
that's
because
exactly right.
it was a lost form. It's a lost art. So bringing that back is really going to be cool.
Imagine Ricky Henderson doing this.
Ooh, forget it.
That's why you have to, even if even somebody breaks hit a single season record or anything like that, you have to take into consideration this because he would have Teresa says you got 20 seconds bathroom break.
Hey,
It's
they should do that. You have 20 seconds to look at the menu. You don't see what you want. Back of the line, bitch.
but
I
there's
hate when
also
people don't know what the hell they're getting ready to order. It's like, dude.
yes they have the commercial timeout clock. So you can get rolling and figure it out, Terzio. Yeah. So what there was yeah. So Henderson, you just after they've thrown it over twice, that's it. He's gone. He knows that you can't do nothing about that.
And you can basically
Uh,
walk halfway down the thing.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So obviously very early in the baseball season, so we'll move forward here. Not too much in the way of news and the such. Moving right along to the NFL. First of all, did you see the video that Cam Newton put out?
Which one now? His,
Uh,
his, his super workout video?
No. It was a video of him. I guess there were reports that he said that he wouldn't back up any quarterback or he wouldn't sign to be a backup. but he was clarifying it, which I give him props to coming out, and he listed every single team he would be more than comfortable with being a backup. Like he listed Buffalo, he listed the Dolphins, he listed 10 or 12 teams, I think. So whatever. Props to him. He gave Carolina. He gave a couple of them like the Bears, where in the back of his mind, maybe hey, it's a rookie quarterback. Maybe he'll screw up and that kind of thing. But so I know the first thing you think of when you see Cam Newton put out of it, or you hear Cam Newton put out a video. Oh boy, what do you say now?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is he better than now? But this time is okay. The big deal here is that what is Terzio saying? Solero hit a home run. The Mets were still in commercial break. Well, that's SNY. That's their fault, which is owned by the former owners of the Mets. Go get the Wilpons. Get them. All right, and NFL here as we switch on over. Boom! Look at this.
Ooh, I like
amazing, sexy.
The Giants' new field, baby.
Yes, yes. Cut the Sterling Shepard's thrilled by that. He's like, motherfucker, I can do that.
He'll probably go fucking 16 games this year. Yes. No problem.
1,600 yards. He'll be great. All right, so there's another one of these ownership situations. This time for the Arizona Cardinals. And if you haven't heard exactly what it entails, former executive of the Cardinals, apparently, I don't know why they left or whatnot, but apparently there is all this evidence of cheating, and a bunch of evidence about a hostile workplace. So it's like you're like grabbing a cheating scandal and grabbing the Redskins, Commanders, and mashing them all up. You take the Patriots and the Commanders, mash them up into one. So the part of the cheating scandal was that they had, I guess, their GM had been suspended for the year. And they decided to use burner phones so that they can communicate with the GM without it being traced. So that's one part.
How is that? I don't get it. Why is that?
You're not supposed to communicate with a suspended employee. There's no communication allowed there. I just find it funny that it's burner phone. I'm thinking Jack Bauer when he cracks open the phone and tosses it in the garbage. And then the other thing was people were scared to work for the Cardinals, and that there's some sort of proof that they did one of those employee surveys. How's everything going? And it was trending very badly for him. Had a lot of comments about being frightened to work, being frightened to speak up, being frightened to do this, being frightened to do that, and which drove people away and all this stuff. The thing of it all is that this guy, whoever this executive is, says he's got everything. So if you want to try this, try it. I've got everything. So what's seemingly going to happen is that Teresa said, I bet you're somewhere down the line of sexual allegations. Probably. But so now it's going to go to an arbiter, and then Goodell will hand down whatever decision that is. But just more drama in the NFL, Timmy.
Too bad it wasn't Major League Baseball, because nothing would happen. Cheaters, nothing happens to cheaters in baseball. So, but with Goodell, you're probably screwed. They're probably screwed.
Yeah,
he doesn't want the game tarnished anymore. We have enough wife beaters and sexual assaults. We don't need cheating in the NFL.
I don't know. We'll see what they say, but the whole talk of it is that the NFL executives are supposed to be held to a higher standard. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. And
Human's human. What are you gonna do? Some people, they can't hold it in the pants. It's just what happens. I thought when you said cheating, I thought you were gonna say like they're talking to the quarterback after the clock goes off, or they're stealing signals, or anything along those
not.
lines.
I don't think everything has come out about it yet. I think there's more to come on it. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg potentially. But
It's only a matter of time before some team hires a hacker tech genius that breaks into the opposite team's headphones and fucking plays. Oh, we hear their defense, we hear what they're calling or their offense, and we can call the right defense, and it's only a matter of time.
imagine that. Well, you see what's going on with the AI stuff now. You can some of
Dude,
these
I
videos
have
get put.
so much fun with the AI.
But it's
You ever
like
try it? Have you tried it yet?
yes, I have it on. I made this. You can do an AI to do poems and
Oh my god,
essays and.
I was a haiku machine. I wrote write me a haiku about Randy Savage, and it wrote one. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I was writing haikus about everything. It was the funniest shit. Me and my son were laughing because we watched South Park. South Park is the one that showed us what the AI thing was. They were all cheating. The one kid was cheating.
Oh, okay.
The one kid, the girl's going, "Oh my god, my boyfriend's the best. He's so attentive. He answers all my texts." And Stan's like, "Dude, how do you do that?" Baby's pissed off at me because I can't answer. She goes, "Dude, I'm not answering her texts. I have the AI." So
AI.
so
That's
so
awesome.
she thinks he's the greatest, most special boyfriend in the world. He's just AI. Copy, paste, send. He doesn't even look at the text. So me and my son started playing with it. I was like, I wrote, write me a story about our dog Rufus eating a fucking 3-page story came out about my dog. I was like, this is
Yes.
the coolest thing ever.
Which one did you try?
I tried
There's a bunch of them now.
I tried AI, but one of them, once you use it too much, they cut you off. They want you to
Oh, okay,
pay.
yeah.
I still have one here. Which one's this? Pocket AI chat.
Dave, give me the thumbs up when you're good. Nope, he's
Yeah,
gone.
Pocket AI chat. I still have.
Okay, so I that program, it's called Canva. They have it now. You could even do an image. You can type.
Oh,
Give
those I
me
like too. I like those.
give me an elephant juggling 5 watermelon. That kind of thing.
Watch. Sergio, this is for you, my friend.
So-
You go to Dave. I'm gonna write something about Frank.
Dave, you good? All right, Dave. All right, we got Mobile Dave. Mobile Dave. What's going on, my friend?
That's what I messed up in the name. Yeah. Mobile Dave. Back in the house after so long. Yeah.
It's been a while. 3 weeks.
For
3
Mobile
weeks or
Dave,
so.
I feel like Mobile Dave's been like
Oh,
a couple
Mobile
months
Dave's
though.
been. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. Well, first of all, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
Happy 40th, sir.
Thank you.
40s
The gray
treat you
hairs,
well.
keep it in touch.
My 40th birthday was right in the middle of the pandemic, so we did like painting inside the house.
That's fun. Was there alcohol
was,
involved?
of course, it's alcohol.
All right, then you're good then.
Tuesday, it's alcohol. We did like the paint by numbers or whatever, the painting deal.
Oh, yeah. Here, real quick, Frank.
What do you got there?
I told the AI to write a haiku about Frank Terzio, the Mets fan, and this is your very special haiku. It says, "Frank cheers for the Mets from his seat high in the stands, hopeful for a win." You're welcome, Frank. Here's a haiku just for you. This thing is fantastic. I love it.
Hey,
Frozen again.
Days frozen.
Days frozen.
Well, so I'm all good with the AI with the that kind of stuff, but you start seeing. I've seen world leaders on AI.
Yeah, but some of those are cool. You see world leaders as ninjas, or like world leaders as with mullets. Those are all fucking cool, though.
Those are all those like the exaggerated ones are. But imagine if they put a realistic message out there.
That's true.
Some of them are look really real.
Look,
and
you can hate Trump
those
all
are
you
the
want,
ones we're privy to.
He rocked that mullet, Trump. You can hate him all you want, but he rocked that mullet. Him and Bill Clinton had the coolest mullets, I think, out of anybody.
Terzio says, is that true? Charlotte Flair wants to compete in bodybuilding.
Yeah, she's gone for a while.
I saw her.
But she's
Somebody
coming
was
back.
following her in the airport. She said she wants to break the record.
Yep.
I gotta break my dad's record.
That's why. And she's the only one fit to do it.
Nitwit.
All right. So Dave, have you heard about the Cardinals scandal?
No.
No. Okay. Well, a couple of things. There's more to it. More to come, I'm sure. But bottom line is, there's all this workplace things. So think Commanders for one part, and then think a cheating scandal like the Patriots for the other part. Am I explaining this for no reason, Dave? Are you gonna go bye-bye now?
Yep, he's gone.
Don't do it.
He's gone.
All right. I'm not doing that again. All right. Later, Terzio. All right. So we can catch up with that. We'll pull Dave right there just in case he comes back. All right. So let's get into a little bit of basketball, which Dave would have been a help for. But all right, season's winding down. There's about 3 games left. There's a lot of back and forth on what could go on as far as seeding is concerned. However, for the most part, outside of the Nets and the Heat in the East, is Dave coming back? He's flashing. He's like he's trying to make his return, and then everything from the 5 seed down in the West. So you got about 3 games to go, 2 games to go in some instances, but Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, Pelicans, Wolves, the Thunder, Dallas, all wow. It's amazing. Dallas is still on the outside of the playoffs looking in with 2 games to go. This is twofold here. If they don't make the playoffs, the Knicks get the 11th pick, which is not much worse than what they've gotten when they've won like 19 games and been in the lottery, which I hate the lottery. But yeah, and for the Knicks to be close to 50 wins and get a nice draft pick. Dave, welcome back.
I'm good to go now. I connected to Wi-Fi, so I'm okay.
All right. All right. Well, I'm not going to explain that whole thing again. So we'll talk about that later.
You mean the Knicks being the 5th seed and not the 4th seed, like someone said months ago? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up here.
I said we were going to give them a run, but it didn't work out. Didn't work out. 3 games. We fell 3 games short. But it's going to make for a hell of a playoff series.
Oh, it absolutely will.
Which the big thing here is I don't want to. It's going to wind up being we lost out on Donovan McNabb. McNabb. Why do I do that?
You always say McNabb.
Why do it's an M? Always. Mitchell. Damn it. 2 completely different sports, 2 completely different eras.
A great player.
Different generations.
You know what? I'm worse though because I fall for it every time. I'm like, wow, same guy as the quarterback, same name.
So Mitchell, that's going to be the storyline. The Knicks missed out on him in the offseason, and now he's got the opportunity to also bounce him from the playoffs. Dave's gone.
I'm here. Sorry.
So that's that. Thank you for reminding me that they did not get to the 4th seed. So it's the Heat and the Nets. The Heat won tonight, 129-101 against Philly. So I don't know if this is updated here. Let me see. The Heat are a game out of that 6th spot with 2 games to go. 2 games to go is going to determine, Dave, whether or not you're in the play-in tournament or if you make the playoffs like the Knicks did.
Making the play-in tournament is technically making the playoffs. So it is what it is. Either way, I don't expect us to do anything. So let's go Sixers.
No. What? No.
Yeah. I want Harden to win a ring.
Absolutely not, Harden.
I want Harden to get that ring.
No. No. Negative. Listen, I'm gonna give you, because it's your birthday, I'm gonna give you an opportunity because you missed the last episode where we talked about the Hall of Famers. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about Mr. Wade County heading in your favorite player of all time, heading into the Hall of Fame.
Well, my favorite player of all time is Michael Beasley, but we don't have to say that out loud. However,
Tim's like, what?
However, I'm so happy for Dwayne Wade because he is the 3rd greatest shooting guard of all time. I don't care what Timmy has to say because I know he has a hate relationship for him, but what he did for this
I don't hate Dwayne Wade.
You've always made it like, oh, Dwayne Wade's overrated and all this other stuff. So
I might want to bust your balls a little bit, but I have nothing against Dwayne Wade. Nothing.
Well, D Wade down here
I do.
He essentially topped Alonzo Mourning, which no one really thought was gonna happen. And he's the reason why we have 3 championships. Not LeBron, not Chris Bosh, Pat Riley a little bit, but the fact that Dwayne Wade was able to bring LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Mike Miller, like he was able to bring all these guys here to create a dynasty is what I love about him. And I just really hate that the organization down here didn't reward him with what he deserved, like the Lakers did with Kobe.
Yep.
So I'm glad, eventually they were able to mend their problems and all that other stuff. But I would have liked him here for his entire career, been like a Kobe, where I know Kobe didn't get drafted by the Lakers, but his entire career that was well known was in LA. I wish that would have been the same thing with D Wade. And, I'm happy for him. He deserves it so much. Off the court issues, he's a little bit of a player. He's got some good wine and some good socks. I have both of those, but I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame.
Good socks?
Yeah, socks.
I'd never see him wearing socks on Instagram stuff.
Well, no, so he has like the stance, so like he has like his own like line of stance socks. Just like he has his own shoes or the linings or linings, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. My biggest issue with Dwayne Wade was him hitting that game winner with 0.3 seconds left.
You mean the bloody game winner? Like when you guys made him bleed?
That was
this is my house.
No. That was it. A different guy. That was in New York. In my house was the bloody game. That was when Gallinari elbowed him in the nose like an idiot. Like, hey, let's wake up Dwayne Wade, and he goes off.
Anytime you saw blood, you're about to get like 30 dropped on you.
It's stupid. It's ridiculous. That didn't make any sense. All right, so.
But wait, so do you guys think this class is like one of the higher end classes? I think it is.
Yes.
You have him. You have Dirk.
Definitely.
For sure, and then Pop. The lowest guy on the totem pole is Tony Parker. It's like
it's no WWE class of 2023, but pretty good.
I saw a video. I saw a video with Popovich trying to take Parker out of a game, and Tony Parker goes, "Pop, I'm 29 years old. let me go back out, and he let him. All right, so next up for the NBA, the Draymond Green quote. Dave, you want to get us started with that one?
Yeah, so Draymond made a comment on his own podcast about now they made it a rule where you have to play a certain amount of games to be like NBA and get all these awards. And Draymond was like, "Oh, where you're gonna get all these nobodies winning awards, and people are gonna get upset just like they are now." It's like, no, they're upset now because you're not playing games. If so and so is playing 70, 80 amount of games, of course their numbers are gonna look good, and your numbers are gonna games. So I'm so for it. Like, I don't like where Draymond's coming from because yeah, you won't have your Kawhi Leonards being all NBA, but you know what? Someone that put in the work, would played every single game, is gonna get that recognition, and I like that. I'm so for it. Like, I have no problems like Draymond does. Like, I'd rather see like this year in the dunk contest, we had Mac McClung win a dunk contest, who was a D leaguer or G leaguer, and came in on his 10-day contract, won the dunk contest, and now he's back in the G League. I'm okay. I'm fine with that because you know what? I was entertained. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do.
And you remember his name?
Yeah, Mac McClung.
Yes. No, I'm saying he became a household name just for busting his ass.
Exactly, for one night. Not even like
yeah.
multiple nights, just one night. He became a name, and that's good because those are the guys that work their ass off every single day. They're not your Kawhis, your who else is taking breaks? Your Kevin Durant, your Kyries that are taking breaks every single day or every other game because they don't want to play back to backs.
I'm start calling you frozen.
Where'd you go? Let it go.
Get in the house, Dave.
Well,
get in the house, Dave.
You were talking about Kawhi, and I heard today that Kawhi played whatever amount of minutes in the second half yesterday, and it was the first time he played that amount of time in the second half of a game since whenever, years ago, that he hasn't played that amount of time. So and Timmy, I know you'd be in favor of this because we've talked about this on the show. But to say, all right, you need to play 65 games in order to qualify for the MVP awards, the all NBA stuff. I feel because that can get him in the wallet. That can get him, in the long term deals. You can no longer you can't say, I'm a two-time MVP. I played 63 games a year, and this other guy who played 80 is getting the MVP award over me. So it's hitting him from all angles. Plus the whole standard of I paid money to see you play the damn game. So what are your thoughts on that? So 65 games. That's doable. There's an 82 game season.
I say play as many as you can fucking play. Don't even put a cap on it. Play. You're there to play. Play. You're there to, I don't care. These baseball players are out there playing 100 plus games. Play the game. It's what you're getting paid millions of dollars for. 65. All right. I guess that's a okay number. But why can't you play 82 games? It makes no sense. You're a finely tuned athletic machine. Play 82 games. You need one or two off. I get it on a back to backs, like they do with baseball. Like what those guys do, the catcher is probably not going to catch a day, a day game, then a night game the next day, or whatever. I get that. That's perfectly fine. But the basketball players, I get it. Towards the end of the year, you said the dog days, playoffs. You need a day off here and there. But come on, 65 is even too low for me.
In baseball, I agree with you, Timmy, because a catcher having to catch 180 games is fucking tough. That to me, I think is the toughest position in all of sports. But basketball, like, no, man. There's no excuse for you to be like, oh, I can't go out and play, power forward or whatever the hell, what position you are. I don't believe it. You're getting paid so much money. You're playing essentially less than half the games of baseball, or I mean football, whatever. Football's a lot more contact sport than basketball. There's no excuse to be like, I can't play a back to back, because most of the times you get more than a day's rest before your next game.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, for sure. And you weren't here last week, Dave. But I told Timmy with Julius Randle, I've been saying all year he's playing every single game. He's going out there, and then he got hurt. But legitimately, like, he jacked up his ankle. But up until then, he had played what is like 68 games, which in the NBA today is unheard of.
But Dave, I said it last week too. With the show, I said, imagine going by. I know I keep bringing up the '80s and stuff, but imagine being on a team with Magic or Bird or Mike, and they're like, "Oh, Mike, I can't go today." Mike would be like, "Well, get the fuck off this team. You don't go today. You don't go at all." And Michael Jordan wouldn't fuck Larry Bird too. He'll put you in your goddamn place. Magic, Magic was probably the nicest player in the history of the NBA. And even he would tell you, you ain't going today against our rival team because you played yesterday. Get the fuck out of here. Your ass is gone. We'll trade you for someone who wants to play the game. Play the game.
Or don't worry about it. You'll play 5 minutes off the bench. Have a good time doing that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make your money. No one's gonna want to pay you because that's how things in the NBA work. You're not gonna play. You're not gonna be able to make a contribution to the team. You're not gonna get paid.
Yep.
Right.
Agree.
And I think we talked about this yesterday, and we already say, like, in every sport, if a player is similar, and we're talking MVP or what, rookie of the year, if they're similar players, we look to see if there's missed time. That's kind of like the next thing, and you can legitimately say, oh, this guy missed 20 games, which in the NBA is a quarter of a season. He shouldn't get the MVP over this, even if he's got slightly better stats. He had the bigger impact on his team than the guy who missed a quarter of the season. So, we'll see.
Should your LeBrons, who he averages 38 points, this, that, whatever. I mean, but he only played a certain amount of games. No, you don't deserve it. I don't care if a guy played 20 more games than you. Just because you're averaging a lot more than him, that doesn't mean shit. It's because you played less than him. So I have a problem with this league.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I completely agree with this. There's got to be some type of ramifications, because there's none. If they should offer a refund policy if your star is coming to town and you have to scrap together $450 for a family of four, and then Anthony Davis doesn't play, or whoever doesn't play, whatever. So we'll see how that works itself out. I really think that it's just we're putting a number to it right now, and that's what people are going to be up in arms about. But realistically speaking, we've always done it. We've always compared games played when things come down to the stats and whatever. All right, so next, I don't know. I'm not sure if Dave's going to be able to maneuver back in here. I reached out to Don with the link, saying that we're going to be pivoting to Mania in a few moments. Pivot. All right, so
while we have a minute though, who do you think the other team for Lamar is, or Aaron Rodgers is? I heard an NFC rival. It can't be in the division. The Packers.
Well, they said for the 49. It was the 49ers for. Oh, there it goes. No, you're good. It was the 49ers for Rodgers. I don't know. That apparently is trying to sneak in there and say, hey, if the Jets thing falls through, come on over. I didn't hear on the who on the Lamar thing.
But the Giants were thinking that way.
Stop it. We have our quarterback.
One
more thing before. Yes, we do.
For 2 years,
We
yeah,
do.
we have our quarterback.
At least for 2 more years, and hopefully longer. That drive means success. All right, one more thing in the basketball world, and that is the women's NCAA. This really briefly, because I think this whole thing got blown way the hell out of proportion, and it's stupid. It's asinine. And so it's Caitlin Clark out of Iowa did the Cena in the Final Four, and then Angel Reese from LSU in the finals did the John Cena. Here's my thing on this. It's really simple. Who the hell cares? This is sports. It doesn't matter if it's women. It doesn't matter if it's the men. It doesn't matter if to me. It doesn't matter that she walked over, that she walked behind her or whatever. Nothing bad happened. This was a gesture. It wasn't this. It wasn't anything bad, right? It wasn't like, oh, screw you. Caitlin Clark has come out and said, why? What's going on? I did it. She can do it. And here's the other thing. I don't even know where this all came about, but when you listen to the major sports people, it came about with Keith Olbermann. I think that's where it started. He called her an idiot. And then apologized for it because he said, "Oh, I didn't know Caitlin Clark did it too." So whatever. But that's where it's but none of the like Stephen A. Smith, none of even if you want to make this a race thing, none of the white sports guys said, "Oh, I have a problem with this." It was this this sports guy turned political guy turned back to sports guy who called somebody an idiot and didn't know what had also transpired nights before with the white basketball player, which nobody has a problem with any of this except for that, and then it got blown out of proportion. I was like, what the hell? What is this uproar about? Anybody have any different feelings?
Well, I thought the big thing was about Joe Biden inviting both of them to the White House.
That was after that's after the first thing was the John Cena thing.
You can't see me thing, which I didn't have an issue with, like, because she did the ring, like, I'm gonna get the ring, and then you can't see me, which is like, who cares? Like, you just won the national championship. Of course, you're gonna talk shit. My thing, after Joe Biden thing, I thought, there's no reason to invite second place because that's not a thing.
1000%. 1000% agree.
Well, he had to now. He has to be politically correct. Invite the white girl, the black girl, and make everything bigger than it's supposed to fucking be. That's just what these all political assholes do.
It's always been the one way. And it wasn't even him. It wasn't even.
It was.
I don't want to get political. Yes.
It's not like she fucking I doubted her, fucking vagina.
Hey, if she would have done that, I would have been more on her side, actually.
I might have bought a jersey. Yes.
We're like, that jersey's going to be hanging from my room because that's
you guys would have been great if she would have hit her with a chair and spray painted NWO in the back.
Yeah, she would have RKO'd her.
Or after the game, got 2 things of beers, clunked them up, and just chugged them to the face. Like, come on now.
I think wrestling should seep into every sport, damn it. Who cares? It's just this. It's like the most wholesome guy you can do. Not like he fucking undertaked him. Rest in, didn't slit the guy's throat.
That's not good.
Fucking John Cena. Who cares?
All right. Well, look at this. Perfect segue. John Cena. Wrestlemania was just this past weekend, and we are now joined by Don Mega from Am I on the Air?
That way.
Oh, that's
how do I go all the way down there?
He's canceled. Take Don off. He's canceled.
He did this. I'm offended. Take him off.
He's canceled. Get him off.
You can't see me.
You're out. Sorry, I gotta.
What's up, y'all?
Don,
what's going on, man?
What's up, Don?
Well, just very tired, very exhausted.
You might
happy to be home.
That's a whirlwind, man. So
it was
Don went to everything WrestleMania, Friday through Monday, right? Everything in between.
I'm jealous and sad for you at the same time.
Yes.
All right, so
it was a trek.
Walk us through. Walk us through how was SmackDown on Friday, the Hall of Fame deal.
Yeah.
What it was like, 80,000 people there.
Yeah, so so first I'll start with the Superstore. It was actually pretty cool. They had it set up. It was pretty massive, man, for being a store. Kind of bummed that they're not doing Access anymore. I don't know if any of you have been to Access in the past years, but Access was incredible. And this year, they had this free entry into this Superstore that was basically a gigantic merch store, but it also had some memorabilia and stuff in it. And then if you wanted to try to link up any kind of meet and greet, it was a whole nother, $70-$80 charge to then wait in that line and meet somebody, which is no fun. So, because just to get into that damn Superstore, it was like an hour wait. Like the line was wrapped around the building at all times. It was crazy. And everything was massively overpriced. I mean, $40 a t-shirt. It was crazy. So spent a couple hundred there, and then and nothing for myself, mind you. This was just for my daughter.
Of course.
Dad, can I have this? Dad, can I have this? So that kicked it all off. Then we went to SmackDown. Decent little episode. Obviously, kind of go home show there. The Battle Royal was kind of cool to see live. LA Knight so over in this Battle Royal, dude. Like the arena was just constantly, yeah, like the whole time. And when he got eliminated, the boos that I don't know how it came across on TV. I haven't watched anything back, but this place erupted in boos like I've never heard when he got eliminated. Man, they messed up. They messed up big time not giving that to LA Knight. So that was kind of cool to see in person, and because like that was like a big theme of the whole weekend was like the whole entire time. Let me talk to you, right? Like it just kept going the whole weekend, and we got none of them, man, which really sucked. So that was pretty much SmackDown. It was just the Battle Royal was really the standout kind of thing. The Hall of Fame was interesting because personally I thought this was a whack-ass class. Like I was really disappointed. Like I've been to several Hall of Fames and they're always stacked and there's always some really great people to see. Obviously we had Ray, which was great, but other than that, it was just like so bad. Usually you get your first like inductee, like Royal Rumble time. Like they didn't even announce anybody till like a month ago. And then it was just like whoever they could slap together to fill the other spots, it was just it was rough, man. Like half the place left, like they didn't even stay for it, like and then a lot of people were just getting drinks and going to the bathroom, and it was just there was a lot of movement during the Hall of Fame, like for sure. It was cool that it was kept short though. That I'll give it, because we've seen some Hall of Fames go hours and it's a pretty rough watch. So this one here went really quick. I knew Muda would be like 5 seconds. He'd just be like, thank you, and then peace out. It's cool to see Stacy again. Haven't seen her in a long ass time. And then of course Ray. It's cool to see Conan on a WWE program. And then Ray's speech was great. I loved that Dominic and Rhea got up and walked out in the middle of it. Just keeping that storyline going. I know some people didn't like the the using the storyline in it, but I thought it was perfect. To kind of keep that going.
Yeah, why not?
So that was all good, and then Saturday morning started early. I went to NXT Stand and Deliver, so got to see that. I thought that was almost the highlight of the weekend for me, man. I loved Stand and Deliver. The matches on that show were incredible, and the crowd was hyped as hell. The ladies ladder match was so awesome to kick off the show. It was great to see them. Indy Hartwell becoming the new women's champion. Very well due. It's cool as hell to see Dexter come in and help rise her up the ladder to continue that story. And then kind of fast forwarding later in the night when the Way kind of reunited and they all kind of took a bow together, like after Johnny's match. That was really, really cool. There was a lot of cool moments at Stand and Deliver. The big 5-way for the North American Championship was off the chain, with Wesley and Dragon Lee making his debut, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom. I mean, all the top guys in the company right now, like in that match, and just tore it down. The women's tag team match, the crowd wasn't super into it, but Love that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn became the new tag champs. I think that's a really good move. I don't even know why the hell the other team had the belts. It didn't make any sense at all why they ever even gave them the belts, because they were not even a tag team and they never got along, and it was just so stupid to take it off the other girls. And then of course, Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker, man, tore it down. Awesome match. And then Carmelo becoming the new NXT heavyweight champion. That was fantastic. So kind of saw that coming. Obviously, Carmelo has been there for a while, top guy, been North American champion a couple times. He merged the cruiserweight title and then now being the heavyweight champion. So awesome night. Great action. So glad I saw Stand and Deliver live. Then you get night one at WrestleMania, man, and it was a hell of a night, dude. Crowd was hyped. All the matches were really, really solid on night one. Night one definitely stole the show. When you look back at the whole weekend, that arena is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is so massive, and yeah, to have 60,000+ people in there each night. Nuts.
80.
Nuts.
Don,
80,
real quick,
sorry.
though,
Yeah.
see, just to me, it came across on TV a lot of times that the crowd wasn't into a lot of stuff. You're thinking they were, though.
They were. It's the problem of a big dome like that. The sound just escapes. Like, it's not an enclosed building. It has holes all throughout it, so it goes right out to the sea. And so it doesn't encapsulate all of the cheering. It was hard. Like, you would hear 10 different chants break out at different times, all in different areas, because nobody could sync up because it was so big, like, and I've seen multiple interviews with wrestlers that have been talking about, ever since they went to like this dome style in Mania, how it's such a difference, for like crowds, because they're wrestling and they can't hear what the hell's really going on. It sounds like it's dead, but it's not. And the way the sound lifts in these kind of arenas.
Yeah. We were on the chats during I was like, wow, this crowd sucks. Wow.
No
reaction whatsoever. But yeah.
No, it was incredible. And it was funny because they have that big ring monitor up top, and a lot of us were watching kind of where I was at. We were all watching that ring monitor, and on night one it kept going out. And there was all kinds of fix the screen, like we were chanting that like crazy. That shit made Twitter. It was hilarious, man, because the screen just kept going out. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was hilarious, dude. The whole crowd would boo and cheer every time it'd go off and turn on. They got it better on the night two. They had that ring going perfectly. Like, it was way different. Like, it had the entrance Titantrons on it. Like, when the people were coming out, like, they didn't do any of that on night one. Like, night one, it would literally just like flash a name or something like on it. And on night two, like, it literally had graphics all over it. Like, it was so much better, and it only went out like once for a couple seconds, and and they got it under control. So I don't know why it took them a whole day to figure that part out, but but it was a great night. I mean, there was a lot of banger matches. I think people were really shocked at how good that weird ass tag team match was, that they just kind of slapped together, and it was like really, really good. Obviously night of the match, the match of the night for me and for most people was really Rhea and Charlotte. Like, that match was so damn good, especially live. Like, the emotion and just the rise and all the false finishes, and just, I mean, they really had the crowd going, and you could tell they were trying to prove, we should have been the main event. And they tore it down, man. The roof came off that place when Rhea won. Obviously the tag team match, the Usos and Sammy and Kevin, that was fantastic as well, and obviously went ballistic when they won. What a great ending, with the 3 Haluva kicks, and kind of almost a little reminiscent of the I'm sorry, I love you kind of moment. It felt like, like with Jay after he kicked him the 3rd time, and he kind of just holding him in his hand. An amazing night though, like so cool to be there and see that, with my daughter, and then so that had us hyped as hell for night 2, and then night 2 was funky. I mean, it definitely had its highlights, like, dude, Sheamus, Gunther, and Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
Holy shit. Like, I mean, that match live just had everybody ooh ah like the whole time just going crazy. It was fantastic to see. That was probably one of the highlights of the night for sure. Seeing Shane tear his damn quad,
Oh my God.
it was crazy watching it live because we're just like, he went down and we're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is he just laying there? And then like all these EMTs run out and everybody's checking on him and we're like, damn, did he just get hurt? And then all of a sudden, you know, Snoop comes in and
everybody was giving Snoop kudos, I saw, but then today you see the camera guy telling Snoop punch him.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Like
I
this.
didn't see that.
I posted it on Twitter or on chat room.
He still deserves kudos for that though, because he didn't say.
The
no one said,
people's
hey,
elbow.
Snoop, you got to say this, and that.
Cameraman's going, punch him. He's like, all right, so he punched him.
Yeah, improvise quick. And then we also had that other moment in the Hell in a Cell when Finn got busted, you know, and watching that live too, it was crazy because the match just kind of stops, right? And you see they're kind of killing time, and you're like, oh shit, like what happened, you know? And he's just laying in the ring.
TV. No, you're lucky you didn't see it on TV because on TV, that's how you knew it was real. They would not show Finn. So what are they going to show? They just showed Edge making stupid faces, walking around the ring looking for random weapons. I'm like, what is going on here? I mean, he must really be hurt. But it was so bad the way they did it. Like I said, it's just Edge going,
right.
Here's my red bat. Here's my green fucking hair. I'm like, dude, this is so bad.
Yeah, man. Did you see the picture of that gash? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, like insane. I don't even know how the hell that happened. Because like when you watch it back, like he throws the ladder at him and he catches it. I don't know how the hell that split the top of his head open.
That middle ring, he just missed that middle ring when he caught it. And
okay. Yeah. Crazy, man. But everybody was super into that match though, man. The entrances just alone, right, with the Metallica song playing for Edge's entrance, you know, a little bummed that we didn't get a little Brood reunion. You know, I saw the rumors over the weekend like, oh, Gangrel's there and Christian's gonna come and they're gonna have this reunite, you know, and that didn't happen. And but Finn, you know, coming out and having the original music, you know, for the Demon, which was great, you know, so we're all out there in the crowd with the every time with the lights coming out. I love Demon Finn, so like I was super stoked for that match, and it does suck that he got hit like that. But yeah, it was definitely to a live crowd, you know, obviously you can't hear commentators, you don't know what the hell's going on, you just see him laying there and you're like, oh shit, like is he okay? And you see all these people run out and you see everybody attending to him, and yeah, and then you see Edge just trying to kill time, right? So
that's all we saw. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of just going around the ring, not knowing what to do, and then starts digging for all the weapons. And yeah, it was interesting. So you had that happen, you know, we had the Shane thing happen, and then like after that match, it was like 40 minutes to the main event, dude. Like it was insane how long it took. Like I don't know what the hell they were waiting for, but the crowd was getting pissed and they kept fucking doing advertising. Like it's all like TurboTax on the screen and shit. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Like fuck TurboTax. Like, you know, like nobody wanted to see ads. Like right before the Hell in a Cell, they did that trailer for the Pope Exorcist movie. That's coming out with Russell Crowe, and everybody started a fuck that movie chant. Like it was just going crazy, dude. Fuck that movie, because it was just like everybody's like, why are we playing ads, dude? Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is sponsoring Ray and Dominic, and we got TurboTax sponsoring fucking Hell in a Cell. You know, and I'm just like, this is the weirdest shit, dude. Why are these matches sponsored by shit? You know, like Mania didn't make enough money for them after 2 nights, right?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
It's so crazy, dude.
Speaking of the Pope versus Exorcist, you know, you can get your, you know, make sure you go to Pop Culture Pros. There's going to be some sort of sweepstakes for that in a couple weeks.
Fuck that movie.
You know, we're not talking about fuck that movie, but yeah.
Oh my god, it was hilarious. And what was even funnier about it was like 2 seats over was like this little 5-year-old girl, and she was just a little parrot to everything, and she started going, fuck that movie, fuck that movie, and it was the most hilarious thing ever. Like, and her dad didn't even say nothing. I was like, oh shit. My daughter's like, like all shocked, you know. And the little girls was chanting.
I told my son very early on, you can say whatever you want in this arena, but don't say it when we leave and don't tell your mother.
This is your safe zone.
Yes.
This is your safe zone. This bubble right here. Yeah, I know. Every time, a cussing chant broke out, my daughter about lost her mind. She's like, "How can they get away with that?" I'm like, I don't know, babe.
Damn adult.
Yeah, and then of course the main event, dude. Like, what an opening, what a match, really. I mean, not the ending, but hell of a match. And then this fucking ending, dude. Like Roman retaining, like. I don't even know how I truly feel about it because it's like I felt like it was coming because I'm like, oh man, it's too obvious. WWE's gonna do this swerve, right? And they're gonna make him chase it longer. But that crowd did not want that fucking ending, dude, and they went nuts at the end of that thing. Fuck this match, chance, like fuck you, Roman. Like it was bad, man. They went nuts, dude. And it continued the next night on Raw, dude. When he came out on Raw right in the beginning when Triple H brought him out. Ooh, man, everybody just, fuck you, Roman. Like, again, it was just going ballistic. Like, people were pissed, dude. They were legitimately pissed that he retained, man, and I'm shocked, too. I really am shocked because once he picked up his baby in that front row and hugged his baby, I was like, this guy's got to win the belt, right? Like, it just felt way too, like, this has got to happen. These things are way too obvious. But, man, again, and I think the thing is him not winning on his own, right? It's the whole damn, like, here comes Solo and the spike, and it's just like again he cheats to win and retain this title for 1,000 damn days, and it's just becoming a little much at this point, So yeah, people did not go home happy that night on night 2, but there was a lot of good stuff still, to come out of it. And then Raw happened, and we were all very pissed about Raw, dude. Right? The Raw after Mania. This is the best, and I've been to many Raw after Manias, and they're awesome. And we're like, oh, is Braun Breaker going to debut tonight? Randy Orton's going to come back. What are we going to get? And the only surprise was Bro, which I was just like, fuck, dude, Matt Riddle. Like, this is my big surprise. Like,
I was angry. I was fucking furious at that.
Yes.
Furious.
And I don't hate Riddle, but I'm like, that's your fucking surprise, dude? Like, come on, man. Like, I was bummed, dude. I was super bummed. And like, if 3-hour show, dude, and it's like nothing happened. Like, I can't even like remember half the shit that happened that night because it just was so forgettable. Like, it was great. The beginning was great, right? Triple H comes out. I'm a big Triple H mark. I'm like, yeah, man, we're all like, play the game. Like, we're just freaking out. And the whole place went nuts for him. And it was like, wow, all right, cool. Here we go. This is the big start of the night, right? And then, the Roman thing happens. Cody, we were all freaking out thinking we were going to get Roman Cody 2 that night for the belt. And we're like, oh, we're going to get Cody champ tonight, right? And everybody's freaking out. We're thinking it's going to happen. Then it turns into this tag match. And everybody's air went out again. But then Brock came out, and we're like, all right, here we go. We're going to get this really cool tag match. And then that didn't even happen. And it's just like,
God.
nothing happened.
Versus Elias.
Yeah, dude. Fuck. You should have saw how fast everybody cleared the fuck out on that match. Like, dude, my whole row emptied out during that match, dude. Like, everybody was like, bathroom, let's get snacks, let's get beer. Like, it was just like nobody wanted that shit, dude. There was a lot of chants. Like, it was, I'm like, that made the Raw after Mania, but nothing else. Like, it was crazy, dude.
Did you hear what happened with that?
I heard I heard the Vince, I heard the rewrites.
He didn't even have his fucking tights or nothing. Oh, I want Omos out there, and they had to fucking find something for him to wear. He wasn't supposed to wrestle. Oh, Vince loves these big fucking monsters, so he threw him out there. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be. And when I swear to God, you can ask my son. We're watching it, and who's gonna be his partner? I'm like, oh shit, who's gonna be his partner? And Brock's music hit. I went, fucking Vince McMahon. That's all I said. That's all, because I knew it. I knew who rewrote that, because I was like, Brock, fucking Vince did this to us. No one else would have done that. No one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was such a shitty night, man. We got no call-ups. We got no big moments, and then when Brock turned on Cody, it got a good reaction, and we were like, oh shit, like didn't really expect it. But it was like there was still like 10 minutes left in the show when that happened. And we were like, well, something else has definitely got to happen, right? Where's Randy Orton at? What's going to happen? Who's going to come save him? What is Braun Breaker going to come out? What are we going to get right now? And nothing happened again. We just got 10 minutes of him beating him up. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like everybody was like, well, and it was like a countdown. It was like, well, there's still 6 minutes left. Oh, there's still 4 minutes left. Well, at least we still got 2 minutes left. Someone's gonna come rescue this shit. Nope, they did not.
They do anything after the show, like a dark match?
They did not, dude. It fucking closed up shop after that shit. Cody got off the, he didn't want to go back on. I don't know how far it went on TV, but Cody ended up walking himself back to the back, and then he collapsed in front of the stage and he got up and he made his way back again. And they were like, thanks everybody for coming out. Have a good night. And it was, it was a bummer, man. There was like nothing special. The main event taping in the beginning was Rick Boogs against Cedric Alexander, I think, and then it was Bronson Reed against Dexter Loomis. So there's your main event taping for the week. And
I would have preferred to see either one of those matches over Omos versus Elias.
yes, exactly.
Well, Don, I gave it a B-. Eric gave it a C-. What's your grade? Oh, before Dave's head explodes, what would you give it?
No, this is for just for WrestleMania though, right?
Just WrestleMania. Just
WrestleMania. Talking about Raw. Was like,
Dave's head almost exploded there too. I just wanted to clarify.
Dave, I hated Raw with the past. No, just WrestleMania.
Yeah. WrestleMania, both nights overall. I'd probably give it a B+. I mean, for sure. Like at least from that live experience, I know. So I'm curious to watch it back and see how it plays on TV. It's always different when you're there because you're hyped by the crowd. And I think there was some matches I was more into that when I heard people that watched it on TV were like, oh, it wasn't that great. And I was like, really? Like, I guess just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's just that difference of watching in that environment and just being in the moment, right? It's kind of hard to hate on anything, really. Like, that's why I said, like, the standouts are kind of the fuck-ups. Like, I don't know why they would waste 2 segments. Like The Miz and... The Miz and Shane, obviously stupid. The Miz and Pat McAfee was stupid. Like, I like Pat McAfee, but I didn't want to see that as an impromptu match at that time. Like Lashley went into the weekend saying, I got this open challenge. Like, who's going to come at me for the weekend? And nothing happened. They brought Lashley out with the statue and that was it. Like, peace out. Like, and it was like, well, what the hell was the point of that? Like, where was his impromptu match, right? Like, LA Knight again, like kept staying for weeks. You can't have an LA, WrestleMania without an LA Knight and nothing, right? And I heard the rumor up till Friday was LA Knight and Bobby Lashley was going to have a match. And where the fuck was that? Like, I'm telling you guys, LA Knight was super over, dude. Like, so over. Like, people were cheering for him to come out to help Cody at the end of Raw. And I'm like, damn, like, this is crazy. Like, he ain't coming for this. Like, but that's how crazy it was. Everybody's like, come on, yeah. Like, and it's just, nope. I just don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why, like, something like that could have really filled that 5-10 minute spot better than having Miz do the dumbass shit he did. Like, I didn't need that for me. So those were kind of that and like the fuck ups, the injuries and stuff were the letdowns. But all the matches I thought played off pretty decently, at least live. So I give it a good solid score. I think both main events really from a action standpoint paid off, but maybe the ending didn't, but the match was still really good regardless of who won, Cody and Roman. So yeah, man. But I honestly, like I said, I'm almost at like Stand and Deliver killed fucking both of them. So like that was I'm still standing by. That was a great ass show, man. I don't know if any of y'all watched that or NXT, but
yeah,
that shit was great.
Well, Dave, why don't you explode now? Dave missed just 2 weeks, so I know he's ready to go.
Well, going back to what Don said, normally, like, that's what NXT used to do. It would always show up whatever main pay-per-view it was.
Yeah.
Up until the last couple of years, I feel like WWE stepped it up whenever it was like back-to-back. But always NXT was like, whatever show it was would always top, whether it was Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Backlash, whatever the hell it was, it always stood it up. So I'm not surprised that it did that this year, especially after the debacle that was night 2. So if I had to give it what did you say AZ gave WrestleMania both nights?
C-?
C minus.
Did he change it? Because when I first heard him, he gave it a D at first, didn't he?
Then maybe a C plus. He changed it to.
Oh, okay.
You know
Okay,
him.
so-
He's hard on it. You know him.
You were like, what?
So I have both nights pulled up right now on my computer, and looking at them both. WrestleMania 39 in totality was a C. Night 1, A. It was fantastic. The only match that I would say I wasn't really into was the 6-woman tag match, and that was because it wasn't that great. There was a lot of botches in that matches, like stuff that shouldn't have happened. Like it just was all over the place. Everything else was great. Night 2 was an utter disaster, at least in my eyes. The only highlights that I can say from that match was, surprisingly, Lesnar and Omos put a good match. It was short, not more than 5 minutes, but it's what you expect from them. And
Goldbergish.
they were good. It was entertaining. Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre, match of the night. That match, I literally sat down just for that one match because I was like, I know this match is going to be great. I didn't doubt it at 1 second, and they delivered.
Oh yeah.
And then Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, everything leading up to the ending was good. I really enjoyed that match. The ending just should have not gone that way. And that's where I'm like, okay, it was 50-50 because Edge versus Finn Balor, I'm sorry, I know, Dom, you're saying it was different there. There's no reason that Edge should have won that match. I don't care if Finn Balor didn't know what his name was. If he thought he was Prince Devitt again. Fantastic. Go ahead and win this match. Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck against Owen Hart and still won that match with a lazy rollover. Like, no. There's no reason Edge should have beat the Demon. Zero. Snoop Dogg.
The only thing I can say to that is just like this was their blow off for the whole Judgment Day Edge feud, and I feel like Edge kind of had to have the, he started the group.
But why?
He put the final nail in the coffin for the group.
After the end of this year. There's no reason. Not the Demon.
I feel you. I would have preferred Finn too.
Heavy. He's been protected so heavy that I don't think that if you want to continue with that character and it actually means something, he shouldn't have lost.
Because in NXT,
that character, you came out and you're like, yo, he's coming out. He's not losing.
Well, he lost to Roman too, right? Or Brock?
He lost to Roman.
No, he lost to Roman. But the rope broke.
Yeah.
The rope broke. It wasn't fair.
Which is why back-to-back losses for the Demon, I don't think was necessary. If he's going to lose, have him come out as Finn Balor. But not... and then also it was kind of cheesy with the red candlesticks and the blue chairs and all this other stuff like...
Purple.
Purple, I'm sorry, purple.
You got your Brood and your Judgment Day. Let's go.
To me, I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, Miz, obviously that was a... Miz didn't need a second match. The first night with Pat McAfee, I thought was good. It was perfect. You had George Kittle. End it there. There's no reason for him to come out a second night and do the same thing. It was silly.
Shane agrees.
The women's WrestleMania showcase was...
Yeah, that was bad.
I don't have to say what that was. It is what it is.
And all Rhonda did was come in and just do the armbar. That was the only thing she did. Oh man,
silly.
I think she's hurt still. I think, right?
She is hurt. That's why. That's all she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bianca versus Asuka. I didn't really see Asuka even as a threat. So to my eyes, I was like, Bianca's gonna win this no matter what.
Mm.
So I feel like night 2 just was
still a good match though.
I like that match.
It was.
It was a good match
compared to the other 6 matches that happened on that night. Yeah. So with that said, so I give it a C. But Don, I have a couple questions for you that I wrote down here.
Nice.
I saw that he had reporter Dave just writing down, jotting down some questions. Let me see that penmanship. Like
I did it very quickly, so it looks like crap. So Don, number 1, most importantly, because I know that if Eric Zant was here, it'd be a big question. Don Omega. Is this a nod to Kenny Omega?
No.
Damn it, Don.
He wanted it. He wanted that so bad.
I did.
No. Because it's not Don Omega, it's just
It's
Don
Don
Mega.
Mega.
Just Don Mega.
I know, but I still wanted to.
That would have been very subtle.
Would have been like, yeah.
And
no.
AZ would applaud you for that.
Yeah, he would
I've
get
used this-
crap for it.
I've used this name for like 20 years, way before there was a Kenny Omega.
Oh, Kenny's been around for a minute. Come on now.
You should cut a
Before he was
promo
Tyson Smith.
on Kenny Omega. You should cut a promo on him trying to bite off of your name.
Exactly. Like, there's only one Mega. Yeah.
All right. Second, where do you live, Don?
I live in Arizona.
So, did you work the next day on Tuesday? Did you work?
Not on Tuesday. Tuesday, I still was on vacation. We just did non-wrestling related stuff.
Very well done. You needed a buffer there.
Yes, I did, especially for my daughter, because like again, my daughter's 9, and I dragged her around like a rag doll to all these wrestling events, and she had a great time. But I wanted to give her that Tuesday, because the original plan was to drive home Tuesday and come right back to work. I felt like, let me take an extra day and give her some time to just do her thing. So we went down to the pier on Santa Monica. She rode all the rides. You know, like, I have a friend that lives out there. He's got kids her age. So, like, we all went out and they played and, you know, went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and, you know, just had a real good kind of chill day. So that was nice. Then drove home all day yesterday. It's about 7 hours. And then I did go right back to work today. So
Back at it.
You, sir, are an
Right
animal
back.
and deserve an award for that, because I was here, I was like listening to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm like, I
Yeah.
would be absolutely exhausted after that.
Yes. Especially too,
Surprised
because
you didn't do a podcast after each night.
I know, that's what I told I said in my last week's show, I'm like, I'm gonna take a week off because I just
Yes.
last thing I want to worry about is putting a new episode up this week, you know, because I did contemplate too when I got home last night. I'm like, should I do it? And I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna take some chill time.
That bed looks
Um,
good.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna let that episode roll for another week. It was rough, man, because my friend that I stayed with, he lived about an hour away from LA. So we had that added, you know, hour there, hour home, plus the traffic, which was ridiculous every single damn day. I hate LA traffic. It is so bad. Yeah, I mean, especially leaving the show, like you put in the GPS and it'd be like, oh, you're 40 minutes away. And in 5 seconds, it's like 2 hours and 5 minutes away. And you're like, holy shit. Like so it was a lot of sitting in the car there and back every single day, every day. And then think about Saturday, man. We got up at 7 a.m. and Stand and Deliver started at 10 a.m. You know, so it was like getting down to LA, watching Stand and Deliver. Then we had to, you know, make the drive over to SoFi and then get there in time. That Saturday was a beast of a day, like, you know, and then it went to, you know, we didn't get home till like, you know, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning that night after it was finally done, and got out the damn parking lot because that took forever just to even get out of the parking lot. So they were long ass days, man, for sure.
I'm exhausted
Like, it was
just listening.
it was exactly. Believe me, like getting out of bed and going to work today was rough. I was like, I should have took an extra day just to sit at home and do nothing. That would have been really nice. But I was thinking like, okay, Thursday, Friday, and I'm back to the weekend. So, you know, let me just get through these 2 days. I'll truck through.
Yeah. Any more questions for from the Washington Post there?
What it was more like comments. So, you
Yeah.
know, Timmy said, and I agree with him, that the crowd seemed dead. And he said, no, there was chants going on and stuff like that. But normally when you have these chants going on, it means the crowd isn't interested in it. So it kind of does say the crowd was dead. And at least in our eyes, if you go ahead and watch it back, there's a lot of times where like the crowd looked like if they were in like Saudi, where they were just sitting there like watching the crowd, like just watching the match, and like nothing was entertaining to them, which is why
that was
like,
all
I agree with me. Like it looked like they were dead. And with what you're saying with the chants was more like, were they really interested, or were they just, you know, there to, you know, cause a ruckus?
No, they weren't ruckus, like nothing chance other than fuck that movie, right? Like, so you know, which they entice themselves. But no, I mean, they were good stuff, you know, like chanting for the superstars or chanting "this is awesome," you know, and stuff like that, like especially during, you know, like Sheamus and McIntyre and all that. Like, they were aimed for the right reasons. Like whenever a champ broke out, Rhea and Charlotte, stuff like that. I feel like sometimes, like especially at a Mania, like those floor seats that you guys are seeing mostly are, they're those rich asses, man. That are, that shit was $5,000 a fucking ticket. Like I was
with
up
the
in the
whiskey like
fucking
this.
nosebleeds, dude. Everybody was like, yeah, like going crazy. Like I was with the diehards, man. We were rocking up there, like, So yeah, the camera wasn't showing my section, but
like
Don,
like Pat McAfee, when he came out, it was a surprise. I was like, wow, there's no reaction. There was an initial reaction when his music first hit, but when he came out, it was like, wow, they're dead. Like they don't give a shit. And he's usually a big pop, but was there a real pop for him, or was it?
I don't think there was a real pop for him. I'll agree with you on that one. It didn't. I don't feel like that raised the crowd very much when he came out.
Even in the ring, he was trying to get them going. They were always like staring at him, like fucking.
On the I was actually surprised by that because I felt like every time they've done that with him, he has gotten a big pop, but he did not.
Well, that night. A good example I could give you, just because I've been in a couple of these like open arena WrestleManias.
Yeah,
was WrestleMania 33 when the Hardy Boys came out. I was there. You could feel when they came out, the entire stadium blew up. And watching it back, I still get goosebumps because it looks like everyone is going bananas.
Yeah.
Where like for this WrestleMania, like if anything happened, I was just like, it doesn't look like they were into it. At least like maybe because where you were at, you're right. It was the diehard fans, which is normally
the rowdy fan. That's the rowdy areas.
The top part of the stadium, second maybe like the 200s. That's the rowdy area. Everything else after might be a little bit cooled down, but for this one, it just felt like no one. It was just like, okay, cool.
until Roman Cody at the end.
Yeah, I would say like, dude, the entrance for like I have Cody and Roman's entrance like full on my phone that I recorded, and like everybody's going fucking ballistic, like doing the whoa, like singing the song, and when Roman came out, everybody's got the ones, and like I mean, there was a lot of interaction, there was a lot of hype, the crowd was screaming, like same thing for like I said, Rhea and Charlotte. Like I think it just depended on the match, really. Some matches got bigger pops than others. I thought the entrances, at least in my section, for the most part, everybody was really, cheering or booing their favorites, and it was really audible and noticeable. I didn't think it was a bad crowd. Especially like I think like in the other arena, like the crypto.com arena where everything else was held, it was pretty chill. I felt Friday night for SmackDown, obviously when the Hall of Fame is chill for the most part, but the crowd was pretty fucking rowdy on Raw for sure. Like they were way louder, and it was sold out for Raw, and it was not sold out for any of the other events. So there was a big difference that you could feel.
They were expecting the greatest show ever.
Yes, exactly.
And they got a pile of dog shit instead.
Yep. A sold out pile of dog shit.
They got WCW Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh man. But what Don says makes sense.
Monday night, legit. Dave was legit angry Sunday night. I was legit angry Monday, and Dave. Let me tell you something right now.
Dave was very angry.
I actually kind of changed my thing a little bit because first of all, I don't know if you watched Don. We did our picks. I picked Roman to win. I just knew he was going to win. I said Roman's going to win this match, either to get him to 1,000, or I just don't see him giving it to Cody right away. Because no matter what you say, there's going to be a little animosity with Cody Rhodes there. He's going to have to pay his dues just a little bit more after all the shit that he did with AEW and Japan and all that stuff. So that's why I picked Roman. But now you come to fucking Monday night where you're thinking, like you said, we're getting a rematch. The story continues. And I'm thinking, Dave, you missed this too. I told Eric, I'm thinking Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan got the shit beat out of him for a year before finally winning at WrestleMania, and the crowd went crazy. I'm thinking that's what they're going to do to Cody. They're going to have him lose, finally going to win. Even at WrestleMania 40, if I had to wait a whole year, that's where he's going to do it. Everyone's going to love it. Then they pull fucking Brock out. Now it's going to be Cody and Brock at Backlash? And what's Roman going to do? What is he gonna do?
Take his vacation.
That's why in the chat,
he's skipping that pay-per-view for sure.
Yeah.
In our chat, I said that afterwards. I gave it a night. I watched Raw, and then I knew I was right because there's no reason to have Cody feud against Brock. Because
No,
now
I agree.
that's just pointless. Whatever he's gonna do with Roman, Roman's gonna do his own thing. He's gonna go on vacation. He's gonna have maybe 1-2 more matches. And from what I read on a couple like spoiler things, they're planning on having Brock beat Cody. Like, why? Why is that necessary? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and it's why I was more frustrated. Why it felt like night 1 was booked by someone different, whoever booked night 2 and whoever did Raw after WrestleMania. And
We
that's
know
why he
who
got me so
fucking did
upset
Raw.
afterwards.
Gomez fucking Adams did Raw. We know that because he was making changes. He was making changes while people are going through the fucking curtain. Did you see how Bailey wants to fucking? He's pissed. She wants to
and
walk
Seth
away.
Rollins.
Seth
That
Rollins.
was the most awkward thing in the world. He came out. I was like, oh, he's gonna say something, and then he just goes right back into the back.
So
song.
I don't know if you guys saw. I know some people had posted about it, but when I was there, like you could see a producer talking to him, and he was pissed. You could tell like that was not the way the segment was supposed to go. They cut to commercial. He was still chilling with the crowd, and the crowd the entire commercial break kept going whoa, like the whole commercial break, dude. And he was eating it up, and then he had a microphone in his hand, and a producer grabbed the microphone from him and said something to him, and he got pissed. And then when they came back, he just walked out, and you could tell they were like, "Your shit's cut. Like, just get to the back." And it was crazy, dude. It was. You could tell there was more.
Like, what was the point of that? Like, it makes it look so bad and unprofessional. Like, as someone who's not like a regular wrestling fan would have seen them, but like, oh, what just happened? Like, why did he just come out and walk back out? Like.
And because Vince is back, how long before we get Omos versus Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
I will blow my fucking brains out when that happens.
He's a tremendous technical wrestler. What do you mean?
Oh my God, dude, come on. Listen, Brock sold for that guy like Brock has never sold in his entire life, which is what made that match somewhat enjoyable.
It was.
Yeah, it was
because he sold.
Like nothing else.
Brock hasn't sold like that in years.
Maybe like I think the only other person was maybe Goldberg.
I don't even know if he sold as well for Goldberg.
That's the only other guy that I think that like he took a spear and he was like in pain. But besides that,
I thought Brock's back was really hurting him. I was like, this just looks real. This is awesome. And then he fucking F5'd him. I was like, oh shit, he really got him up there. So that was pretty cool.
I have a question for you guys because I'm seeing it now that and Don, just so that you know, I'm not in it as much as I used to be. So I didn't have any problems with like Edge. Like Edge winning was great for me. That was like
right. And that's what I said. I didn't mind either.
For me,
it was hard to pick a guy in that match because I love Edge and I love Finn. So
yeah,
I could see both sides to it. I felt like with Edge winning, it was that culmination of this feud with him in the Judgment Day that's gone for a year now, basically. And then the other side of it, I could agree with Dave. Like Finn kind of should have came out on top to really push the group further. But then I felt like if Finn won, it doesn't really close the chapter of the feud, right? I feel like there's always going to be that opening where with Edge being like, I beat you, I beat all of you guys in the group, we're done, right? And we can move on. So I felt like that's where I felt in my head before the match that they would probably end up going with, and that's what they did.
But see, it should have been that way if it wasn't the Demon.
I agree.
The fact that it was the Demon was the biggest thing. Like,
I think they only did the Demon just because it was Mania and it was Hell in a Cell, and it just
my kid was pissed. My kid was pissed.
The Demon should have not lost.
Demon can't lose. How can he lose?
Yeah.
It's like like when the Fiend lost to Goldberg. How many of us were really upset about that? Like the Fiend was one of those characters that was you face the Fiend, he's not losing, and then he loses to Goldberg, and you're like, but why? He's not the one that should be beating him. If it's going to be anyone, it should be someone that's active, that it's going to benefit from it. Edge doesn't benefit from beating the Demon because he's gone in less than a year. Goldberg did not benefit from beating the Fiend because he fought, 1-2 more matches maybe after that? And who the hell cares? You heard guys that are every single day busting their ass there, and it just may seem pointless.
This is the wild thing. That this is what I've said. I'll say this real quick, and then I have a question for all of you. But like Dave just saying that, I never ever thought of wrestling that way when I was like I was watching Raw every week. I was watching SmackDown every week. I was watching every pay-per-view. I never thought of, okay, Edge is going to retire, so he should lose so that this guy can gain popularity. That was never like, and you're not alone. Obviously, there's a ton of people that are like that. But back in my day, I just wanted my guy to win. and I was like, oh okay, this is awesome. Edge won. I'm like, I'm watching the Edge match, and then I'm seeing his text. Oh damn, that sucked. I was like, what do you mean that?
Well, it's the unfortunate side effect of kayfabe being dead.
Yeah.
And the internet,
Yeah.
because you know everything. But like Cena, you said with Cody hugging the kid, Cena was out there with the Make-A-Wish kids. I'm like, fuck you,
Yeah.
Cena's winning this match. You got 30 Make-A-Wish kids. I want to see those kids' faces when he lost. They don't have the guts to show those kids' faces when he lost. But when he lost, that was a doing the right thing, passing the torch kind of moment. So yeah,
for sure.
So the Edge thing was kind of like, either way, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Demon should have lost. I'm with Dave on that. Finn Balor losing, no problem.
But I get where the boss is coming from, because like going back, everyone knows who my favorite wrestler was, and it was Shawn Michaels. And anytime he lost to someone, I was like, damn, like I just wanted Shawn to win. I wanted him to beat Cena. I wanted him to beat The Undertaker, both WrestleMania.
Yes.
But he didn't. So like I get where the boss is coming from with that. Like
I try to keep the kayfabe. Maybe I'm just trying to keep it alive. I'm trying to keep
Good.
that inner child alive.
Hey, I tried to keep it alive for my daughter, dude, because my daughter she hasn't got to that point yet. She knows the real side. So I love her view on it. Like it was funny on Raw, because when they announced the tag team match with Cody and Brock against Roman and Solo, she was like, oh, that match is gonna be so good. She was all excited, dude. And then when Brock F5'd him, she was like, no, I was so looking forward to that match. She was so mad, dude. She was like, now we're never gonna get that match. And I was like, I know.
I miss that so much with my kid.
It's great, huh?
That's why I told him. I said, you're allowed to curse here. So someone would lose. I hate you. He wouldn't curse. He'd be like, you son of a bitch, I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. You can say that. That's fine. And then like we would meet the wrestlers, and his face would be like holy shit. We met Enzo and Cass that time. He was like in shock, just staring at Cass like holy shit. And Enzo was like, "How you doing, man? What's going on? What's going on?" And we told him we were from Queens, and they were like, "Oh my God, Queens, hey!" And so I miss that. I miss that so much.
It's so cute, man. Like she's very I'm only gonna cheer for good guys. I boo the bad guys, and she's super into the girls, right? So then there's she loved Bailey when she had her ponytail, right? And then when Bailey cut down all the air dancers, she's like, I hate you so much, right? And now she's never like Bailey again, right? She turned like that.
That's
and
awesome.
So and so with Rhea, right? She hates Rhea with a passion, right? Because Rhea's bad. And so when Rhea won, she screamed at the top of her lungs.
Over
It was
Charlotte,
I hate her.
Charlotte to win?
She wanted Charlotte to win because Charlotte was good, and Rhea bad. It's very just clear cut like that with everybody, there's not a single bad guy on the roster that she supports.
See, and then one day like me, you just go, God, I hate that guy. You're like, I'm so tired of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Macho Man's the coolest guy in the world anyway, and then you turn heel like I did.
Yeah.
I turned heel very early on.
Yeah, but I love seeing her get one over, man. Like in NXT, she was not happy that I drug her to Stand and Deliver. She doesn't watch NXT, so she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be so bored." And I love that it started with the ladder match. So she was like, "Oh my God, this match is so good!" And she was like cheering. And then when we left the arena that morning, she goes, "Dad, I like NXT now." And I was like, "Oh, I bet you do, because that shit was baller, wasn't it? Just like I told you it was gonna be."
That's how you know it was good. That's how.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, the greatest wrestler of all time is running NXT, so it makes just sense.
Yes, it does.
Here's my question, real quick before we head out. I've started seeing middle afternoon that Triple H was announced for a SmackDown.
Yeah.
What do you think that is? So
he's leaving.
I'll tell you a few of the wild things that I've seen. Now maybe number one, they did say maybe he's leaving. That he comes back out and says, I'm back in charge after what happened the other day. And number three, which is I don't know how this is pretty far-fetched, but it was that Triple H is in the ring. This is like somebody was trying to become one of the writers. Triple H is in the ring doing his thing. Vince McMahon comes out and fires Triple H. Triple H walks out, and the CEO of Endeavor comes out and says, "Not so fast, Vince. The ratings were at its top, best ever when Triple H was in charge." And
That'll never
at
happen.
Never
Survivor
happened.
Series later this year, there's going to be a match.
Stop it. You can just stop right now.
No, but honestly, real quick, what do you like, Don? What do you think Triple H is gonna do or say, or what? Do you think it's gonna be surrounding this kind of stuff, or is it storyline?
I hope it's option B that you said. I really do hope that it's really all the negative feedback, everything that came out during this week is that it is him coming out to reassure, I'm the guy, I'm in charge, like, don't worry. Like, yeah, maybe they accept the fuck up for Monday, right? Like, hey, we fucked up. Like, we made it was our bad. We made some changes on the fly. It wasn't our best foot forward. I promise you from here on out, it's our best foot forward. Like, I feel like he has to do the public PR, right? He can't just come out like Monday and be like, oh, thanks for everything. And then now forever together, right? Here we go. Like, it can't be the same thing. I feel like he has to hype up, like, we fucked up, I'm in charge, and I promise to give you the best product we can. I think that's most likely. Or he is quitting because Vince is like, it's mine, damn it. And he's like, okay, well, fuck that. I'm out. Like, because, I'm not going to let everybody think I'm in charge with this shitty ass product, right? That you're going to put out. Like, so it just sucks that we're even in this spot, right? Like, I saw the interview with the Endeavor thing, and they asked him about creative, and he said, on a very high level, but in the weeds, no, like, I'm not on the day-to-day, it's Triple H, right? And so I'm like, so why is this happening? Like, why is this happening right now? I'm hoping it was a fluke. I'm hoping it's just because Vince was in town, and that's just the way it is. Vince can go, join Maximum Male Models with his little mustache and become Viniste, and and get out of here. Like, so that's my hope, is that he's just gonna kind of let everybody know he is in charge and promise a better product for the future.
All right, Dave, what do you think?
So I thought about this earlier today with everything that was going on, just because they said Triple H was gonna come out on Friday Night SmackDown, and I was like, you know what? Why not revisit an angle they did a couple years ago that didn't work? Why not do like a sort of like an invasion type of angle where you have Vince versus Triple H? If they're gonna do this, like, do it right. But this is obviously me being hopeful. You have your Triple H's guys versus your Vince guys, your Omos's, your Austin Theories, and whoever the hell else Vince loves. Like,
should we do the draft again, like Vince and Flair? And we'll have them each run a show.
I wouldn't go that far, because then I feel like if Vince is running Raw, that no one's gonna be watching that at all. So I'm just saying, like, why not do like like a Triple H versus Vince sort of deal, if that's where you're gonna go. If not, give me option B. I want Triple H to be running it. Be like, if things are going back to the way they were, don't worry, whatever. I got this. And then have a killer Friday Night SmackDown where it makes up for the 2 terrible days, back-to-back days of WWE. Where
Allegedly.
AEW, honestly, is benefiting from Tony Khan right now is licking his chops because of the last 2 days that WWE had.
And they brought out Jay White Wednesday.
And exactly that
they
the Jay
fucked
White
up. We were waiting for Jay White on Raw, dude.
Everyone thought he was gonna debut at WWE, and guess what? Nope.
All right, Timmy, what do you think?
First of all, I think I put this on the chat. I was scared shitless when they announced Triple H Monday night. It wasn't COO. It was just Hall of Famer. I went, oh my God. They didn't announce his title. I'm like, oh shit, we're in a lot of trouble. So I was actually legit scared. Oh my God, I don't think Vince has an angle in him anymore. So I don't think they're gonna do the Triple H versus. I don't think he has it in him.
No.
Unless that's why he painted his fucking face black. I don't know, but he wants to look better for that HD makeup. I don't know what he wants to do, but
Venice.
Honestly, I don't. I would love to tell you, I have no clue. I hope you guys are right. I hope it's just one of those, we fucked up kind of thing. But every single finger has pointed to Vince was the one who ran Monday Night Raw this past Monday. He's the one that made the changes. He said he was
It was
grabbing
me all
people.
along.
Yeah, he was grabbing people on the way through the curtain, saying, "Oh, by the way, we're doing this, this, and this now." And the guy's like, looking around the room like, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm about to walk out there. Omos, he made Omos wrestle when no one wants to see the guy wrestle. You know what I'm saying? I'm terrified. I'm honestly a little nervous right now. But what's he gonna do? I don't know. I hope he owes us an apology first of all. I hope that's what it is. Hope he apologizes and then
right.
takes
I'm
the
sorry.
reins, takes the reins, so to speak. Because
PR man, who's got to do the PR.
yeah, because we can't go back to Vince
No.
running the show. I don't want to see Austin Theory and Omos be the new two dudes with attitude with all the belts and shit. I can't have that.
Old Town down.
Yeah, they'd be the O Town now.
That's great.
I can't do it.
Down.
So I don't know. But I'm legit nervous. Got to be honest with you.
Raul, just to run down some of the things that he said. Vince McMahon ruined night 2 of WrestleMania and Raw. Endeavor better act very soon before Vince McMahon ruins WWE again. Let Triple H run the show, please. If Triple H is leaving, there will be a riot in WWE Universe, and Endeavor will have to step in and put Vince McMahon out to pasture, in my opinion.
But Vince right now is like their main, like he owns a good percentage of WWE within like all the scopes and all that other stuff.
What part of
Endeavor? The guy Endeavor said he convinced Vince to do this. He didn't want it unless Vince wasn't part of it. And it's like,
all right, Don, take it easy, man.
Don, you're welcome.
All right, guys. So I got to run.
All right, take care,
buddy.
Thanks, guys.
My friend.
But yeah, the fact that they said that on TV that we demanded that he come back and take the reins. It's like, oh shit, really? And Vince McMahon, he had his ego fed. He got his ego fed. Now he's fucking. His head is so big, and it's I'm in charge again.
They still need me.
And meanwhile, I said, does he read the trades? Does he read the hot sheets? Does he read Twitter and fucking TikTok and every other one? Nobody wants him here, and it's sad because you got to thank the guy for 40 years of fucking, keeping me busy watching fucking wrestling for 40 years. But dude, it's time. It's just time to move on.
And lastly, the other thing that I saw right before we started the show was that they're trying to get a deal going where they just trash SmackDown. So the whole time the crowd is going to be chanting "Fire Vince." They're not going to let the show go. Those type of things.
That could be why he's coming out saying, "Listen, calm down."
I was just as I said that, I wonder, because I saw Triple H will be on SmackDown, and then I saw the other thing, but that doesn't mean that's the order in which it happened. So maybe they got wind of this, and Triple H is going to start the show off and say,
"You're not taking over here. You're not taking over the show."
You think he'll take that bullet? Like, it's me doing this?
No. I don't know, but what I would think is, and again, I'm not deep into this, but I would think that if Endeavor wants to see this whole thing succeed, they will look at this past Raw and see this is the worst Raw in the history of the show, and we just partnered with this, and now this happened. Vince, this is great, but whatever Triple H was doing, whatever Paul was doing, was working, and maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But it's certainly going to be interesting, and it's certainly like even people who aren't fans, who are just like hanging around the business aspect of this, are going to want to know what's going on here. It's gotten, at least they didn't sell those
owns 51 and the WWE owns 49 or whatever percent.
But I think Vince owns a good portion of that 49.
Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. If you sell something for fucking billions of dollars, you sell it. How do you still? I don't get I don't get business. I don't understand that bullshit. Whatever. I don't care. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I mean, we should have someone who sold, part of something they built.
So
You
he
know,
and
But
for
but
$1
technically,
million for nine
yeah, but
point
Well,
whatever
technically,
billion.
I'm talking about you, boss. You know,
Oh,
you sold something you built to, you know, create something else. So, you know, how did the percentages go? Like, where the rights at?
well,
that's
when me,
100% in pop culture. That other thing's gone, baby, gone, baby.
when me and Eric did
I
the
don't
show
have
the other
like
night,
2% of that share. Like, come on, I was there. I was the OG.
but we did the show the other night. I put it in quotes. WWE sold because he really didn't sell it. Then it's just partnership with Endeavor and UFC and all that stuff. So he didn't really sell it.
Selling
And,
would be that
and
he has nothing to do with it anymore.
yeah, exactly. But Endeavor is like, look, we got nothing to do with WWE. We you know we're partners now. We're gonna have some cool shit we're gonna do, but we don't want nothing to do with it. Vince is gonna, that's a fact that he said. We wanted Vince in charge. Vince has been doing this for 40 years. Vince, I was like, oh my god, yeah, but he's not the one who's been good the last 6 months. He's not the one who's been the product that you've seen the last 6 months has not been Vince. That's the whole point to it. So I hope they watch Raw Monday and were like, oh, this fucking sucked. We gotta figure something out here.
Well, if
or
they didn't watch
listen.
anything else before that, they wouldn't know if it sucked.
But if all they have to do is look at what the fans are saying. Excuse me. I mean, if you're a business 101, what are the customers saying? Right. So I would imagine that the folks at Endeavor are looking on Twitter, are looking on social media, on TikTok, and seeing and searching Raw after WrestleMania and seeing what all the people are saying. You know, they have teams that do that. And Raul makes another good point. Fox and USA might have something to say too, as TV contracts are coming up.
Dude,
So
thank you,
what
Raul.
happens?
You just reminded me of something. This is a story I forgot to bring up also. Did you see that Fox gave a list of wrestlers they don't want on SmackDown anymore?
No.
Raul, you have that? I know you're our fact checker. Do you have that fucking story handy? Do you know which wrestlers they said they didn't want? Let me look it up too if I can. Or you do it, boss, with the computer? It might have just been a rumor or fake. It might have been fake news for all I know. But that it was an article I saw that Fox gave them a list saying Ronda Rousey was one of them. Ronda Rousey was one of them.
Yeah, I see it here. I don't. It's just a rumor. It says unable to verify. Receive firm information that Fox doesn't want certain people. Some of the names are Ronda, Hit Row, Carry On.
Cross.
And then it just says it's worth noting that this rumor from the wrestling blog is just that a rumor, unable to verify either way.
Okay, so just a rumor then. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Hit Row hasn't been on there for a while. Karrion Kross, same deal. And Ronda has been like on and off up until right now to WrestleMania.
So maybe they were great. Maybe they don't want them. Why though? Like, why would you pick them?
Well, I don't think Hit Row's any good. Karrion Kross, they've done a bad job since he came back. And do you really want to see Rousey on your TV every now and then?
Well, we're going to see Vince's thing now because how many people are going to get fired again? Triple H brought back almost everyone that he fucking got rid of. But now you get like your Baileys saying, I might want to leave. Because you don't want to
Drew McIntyres that haven't renegotiated.
Yep. You might have a lot of Seth Rollins. People predicting Seth Rollins will not resign if Vince stays in charge. I mean, that's fucked up.
Hopefully they can get this handled before them. But I looked up that story. Other stories come up. WWE is Fox considering letting? I'm sorry, the wrong one. Fox is on SmackDown's on Fox. Sorry,
yeah.
I had a brain fart right there. Fox reportedly losing big money on SmackDown. Is Fox considering SmackDown go? There's a big dilemma within WWE's relationship with Fox, so that's a thing.
Yep. I don't know.
Right, well,
tomorrow night's going to be a big night.
Yep.
Tomorrow night's a huge night, actually.
Huge. All right, well, that does it for us. We thank Don for joining us. We've done round robin already. We'll keep you updated on everything that goes on in the world, the NBA, the NFL, baseball, wrestling, bunch of cheaters in Arizona. Forgot to mention that. Well, I don't think Don cares for the Arizona Cardinals anyway. But that'll do it for us. There's tons of contests up on the site, popculturepros.com. Go and follow there, all over social media. What contest do we have up now?
Mario Brothers.
We have the Super Mario Brothers. We actually also had a couple of one for Vegas. Are You There, God? Do you remember that book from years ago when you're in school?
Yep.
Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret. So
you know that the girl gets her first period.
that's
How you
why.
make
Evil Dead, no, right?
How you making a movie out of that? How you making
I
a
don't
movie?
know.
Like a
Rachel
book of-
McAdams is in it. I'll watch for Rachel McAdams.
Does she get her
She's
period?
alright. But
It's been a while
isn't there
since
one for
Wedding
Evil
Crashers.
Dead?
Yes. So I was working backwards. There's Russo Brothers show called Citadel coming on. That's going to be showing the first 2 episodes in Atlanta. Big George Foreman. So this is the name of this movie. Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of the once and future heavyweight champion of the world.
I just saw
Such
that
a
trailer.
long,
I just saw the
such
trailer.
a long title there. That's in Vegas. So grab that. Which one was it that you said, Dave?
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead?
Yes. The Evil Dead. Where was that? Was somewhere in Texas, I think we did. And I know everybody, every time we put a new thing up there, where's Tampa? Where's this? Where's that? Listen, I put up what I can. And listen, when I say this is an exclusive for Miami and Florida, don't come at me. Where's Tampa? In Florida, it's exclusive in Miami.
Well, when you say
Don't
where's
come at me.
Miami, it's like, oh, Miami, like
Here
South
we
Miami?
go.
No, Aventura, like that's not Miami. So
Not doing
you
this.
can understand the hit back there.
I want to
Here-
know what's going to come first next on the next city. Is it going to be someplace like, I don't know, New York, or is it going to be like Saskatchewan, like up in Canada or something? I'm voting for Saskatchewan next.
gonna be
The odds
somewhere
are
in
not in New
Montana.
York's favor.
The odds are not in our favor. We got to start picking up this town.
They don't
You guys are like at like a, what is it? No, negative, right? When you're not favored?
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
favored.
Plus. You guys are like a plus like 10,000 to be the
Yeah.
next city.
That's right. And then all the Renfield, I think we gave away in like 12 or 15 different cities. Renfield, Nick Cage, Dracula. How could you possibly go wrong? So head popculturepros.com and get all that goodness. Follow us all over social media and watch our clips. Got a new clip on for the Just Too Sweet show a little bit earlier. So check on that. Until next week, we'll bid you all adieu. Peace out, everybody.